Hey there you guys, welcome back. Welcome to Hoya update number 2. So this is going to be all of my other Hoyas that didn't come from ASEAN plant exports. I hope I'm getting that right, from Thailand. So anyway, these are the ones that I've had for a little while. Some of them I've had for a while, some of them I haven't had for very long, but they're all the other ones. So except for the Hoya Carnosa, which is in the grow tent, it's big, and you saw it in the last update, so there's no sense in bringing it out. So these cute little ones, this one here is Hoya Sunrise. Look at that. This is due to sun stress. So this has beautiful, beautiful, like fall color leaves. They're just, they're glorious. They're beautiful. If they're not getting enough light, they will just be green. So there's nothing wrong with just a green leaf plant, but if you're able to, why wouldn't you prefer to have a plant that's colored like this? Oh, it's so beautiful. I love the markings, the patterns. It's unreal. So I'm growing these in the grow tent right now, and they're under the the Mars Hydro TS1000 grow light with the dimmable feature, and they are loving it. I don't think I have it dimmed. I think it's at full strength, and these guys are about 18 inches away for the most part from the light, and they are loving it, as you can see, because of the sun stress. And then this one here is just grown up in my, it gets morning sun, so I guess it would be like a northeast window, and it doesn't get a ton of sun. It gets a few hours in the very early morning. And this Hoya is doing just fine. This one, I believe, it's an Australis. It was called Purblusvaragata, but I believe that it's a Lisa. Please correct me if I am wrong, but look at the foliage on that. I need to put down this sunrise. I've got a lot of Hoyas over here, and they're all going to intermingle and probably fall over, and hopefully they don't break. As you know, Hoyas like to put out little vines, and they like to just swing in the breeze and pull everything down, kind of like a cat likes to push things off the table. So yeah, this is my Australis. I'm thinking it's Lisa. The leaves are just beautiful. That irregular variegation, it's kind of a green on green. It's not really a white and green variegation. It's very pleasing. This plant I've had almost a year, and I bought it as a small little 4-inch pot, and it only had a couple of little cuttings. I don't even think that they were rooted, and look at this beautiful, it's not a monster, but it's a beautiful plant right now. I should start taking a few cuttings from some of its little tentacles that are coming off, just so that I have more little babies. Maybe I can give some away to friends, but who knows. I will just probably propagate some just to have a couple of extra. So that is the Australis, hoping Lisa, otherwise just Variegata. Hopefully I remember to show you everything. The next one I'll show you because it's down here. This one is also in the grow tent. It's really enjoying life. I thought it was going to be dead. I think it was this summer, or it was the summer previous. It was on death's door. There was only one vine that was alive, and was on a hoop, and was going around and around and around the hoop. But only one small section of it was alive, so I actually ended up removing it from the hoop, which took me hours, and I took out all of the dead vines, and this is just basically a single vine, and I'm using a weird moss pole that I really don't like. It's not very secure in this pot. It moves around. It's pretty awful. It's like a coconut coir moss pole, but it's not sturdy at all. Yeah. So this one, I didn't realize, but it's a little bit stressed. I just watered it, but it was really, really dry. So Hoya like to dry out somewhat, but they don't like to be too dry for too long. And if they do get too dry for too long, they start to shrivel. Usually that can be reversed with a good watering. So just be mindful of your Hoyas. Again, they like to dry out. They don't want to have wet feet, but they don't want to dry out for too long. They're not cactus. They're not like a real good succulent. They don't want to be, like I said, wet, but they don't want to be extremely dry. That's just what I'm finding out. Every one is different. Some of them tolerate a little bit drier conditions than others. You'll probably notice that the ones with the really thick leaves, like the Carnosa, can tolerate drying out a lot more. than something with a thinner leaf like the Australis. So the Australis has a fleshy leaf, but it's not a thick leaf. So there's that one. So what do we have next? Let's just start on this side of the table and move our way over, because there's nothing specific that needs to be shown. I just don't want to miss anything. So I was recommended to get this one. I found this one at my local greenhouse, Rice Road Greenhouse, if you are local to the Niagara region. It is a lovely greenhouse to visit, and recently they've been doing a lot more aeroids and Hoyas, and this is a Hoya Bella, very, very small. It was in a little 2-inch pot, and I think it was like $8, and it was just one little cutting, and I think I got this in the springtime, I believe, spring or early summer, and it's grown pretty good. From what I understand, Bella is a little bit more temperamental when it comes to water. It doesn't want to dry out really, really hard, but it also doesn't want to stay really, really wet. So, from what I understand, they are a little bit more tough to produce flowers. They blast a lot because they are very temperamental. But we'll see how it goes. I will end up taking some cuttings of this, maybe this weekend. I'm not sure. I do want to have more. I want to make it into like a little 4-inch pot and have all kinds of little babies so that I don't have just one plant. It's very nerve-wracking because if I kill one, that's all I got. So I'm going to try to increase my population a bit and make a nice full pot of it. I need to try to find some small little 4 or 5-inch hanging pots, hanging baskets, to put some of my Hoyas in. It would be nice to hang them from the ceiling here and just let them do their thing. So that's the Hoya Bella. Very excited about this one, and it's already a little bit temperamental. I'm seeing that it's lost part of its leaves on the new growth here, but yeah, it's still looking okay. It's still doing okay. The next one on the table is this one. This one is doing better than I thought. I havenent really looked at these in a while. This one's growing in the grow tent, and it's on the second shelf down. This one is Hoya Archibaldiana pink. No, white. This is the white one. So last summer, this was growing in my window, in the back, the northeast window, and it didn't really do anything. It was just one vine, very, very short, not really growing, and I think it had one new leaf all summer long. And then this year, I said, you know what, you're either grow or you're going to die. And I put it outside with my other Hoyas, and it just started going like crazy. So these guys really like it warm, and they really like it bright, and it is growing like a little weed, and I love it. This is another one that I think I'm going to have to start taking some cuttings from, because I want it to have more than just one plant in the soil. So if I can get at least 3 plants per pot, that would be perfect. Because sometimes they just die back for no reason. Whether it's overwatering, whether it's underwatering, whatever. So I just want to increase my insurance policies. So this one, I'm not sure what this one is. Well, it's a pubic calyx, I believe, is what it's called. Hoya pubic calyx. I can't even say it right now. I don't know why. And I was told that this one's like purple dragon or Hawaiian purple or something of that nature. Please let me know down in the comment section below what you think it is. It was without a tag, just pubic calyx. That's all it says, and that is what it is. There's a little bit of splashing on the leaves, but that's not really a splash, I don't believe. But there is quite a bit of splash, so let's call it a splash. And there's all kinds of new growth coming out, and it's doing amazing. It's doing beautifully. This one is in my other grow tent that has the Mars Hydro SP150 light, and it's right kind of in the light, and it loves it. There's a little bit of stress going on, but that's alright. A little bit of light stress isn't a bad thing on Hoyas, as you saw from the Hoya Sunrise. If it gets too bad, if it starts burning the leaves, then I will move it away from the light. But so far, it's not really offensive. They're doing just fine. As you can see, they're trying to crawl around and go places that I didn't ask them to go. So yeah, in the fall when I brought this in, I noticed that it had an infestation of aphids. So that was interesting. That was fun to get rid of. It's very satisfying to squish the aphids on your fingers. So there's that one. Again, please let me know if you know what variety it is. This one is going to attach to everything. This one here you've seen before in other videos. This one is my Hoya Matilda or Hoya Matilda, and it hasn't really grown so much since you saw it in the last video. It's taken a little bit of a break, and that's okay. It's so cute. It's actually in the window again where the Hoya Australis, or sorry, yeah, the Australis Lisa or Varagata is. So it is getting morning sun, but it's cool. It's cool on the window ledge, so I think that might be why it's slowed down a bit. But as you can see, we've got some bloom spurs along this growth right here, and very excited to see that. I've got another one starting down here. I don't know whether you're able to see that, but it's doing well. I need to take more cuttings of this one as for the same reason. I love this one, and I think I'd like to see it spill over the pot just a little bit more and fill it in. I like how it looks on this side, but I don't really care for how it looks on this side. So I just want it to be a more well-rounded plant. So the Matilda is so cute. I love it. It's a cross. I think I read that it was a cross between Serpens and what's the other one? Carnosa, I believe, which I could totally see the Carnosa. They look like little tiny Hoya Carnosa leaves. So they're absolutely adorable. I love this one. I would recommend this one. If you're only getting one Hoya and you didn't have a lot of space, I do recommend this one. Matilda, so cute. Glossy leaves, looking so nice. This one is a little bit deformed. I don't know whether you're able to see it. It's like a mini carry-eye. It's the little heart shape. Okay, they're all nodding up over here. Okay, the next one, this one is going to be grown very, very similarly to the carry-eye. This is the abuvada, and it has very thick, fleshy leaves, so this one probably can tolerate a little bit more in the dry periods than some. It's very, very thick. The leaves are quite round. Look at that. It's so pretty. But this one is going to be really, really frustrating. If you're not giving it enough light, it is not going to do anything for you. It really needs high light, very strong light, and it likes warm weather too. It likes it to be quite warm. So if you've got a cooler, not well lit spot, it's probably not going to do so well. It might survive, but it's not going to thrive. So this one here has produced a little bloom spur. This one's probably not going to do anything until next summer. And that's okay. Oh, there's another one down on here, underneath this leaf. Can you see? I don't know whether you're able to see down here. Very excited to see that happening. I will have to make or buy a hoop for this. I don't know how big I should make it. I don't think I want it to be so big, but and soon I'm going to probably try to take some cuttings from this as well. Again, same thing. This is only a single plant in there. I'd like to have that insurance policy. So this is abuvada. It is doing really, really good. They're slow growers most of the year, so to have it this size already, that's a win for me. Next one here, this is Hoya gracilis. So it just looks like a basic Hoya. This one looks like a splash too. Look at the pretty leaves on there. Hopefully it's coming in. It's got really nice splashes on the leaf. This one is growing not so bad. It's taken a little bit of time off. This one I got at the same time as I got the Hoya Bella from Rice Road Greenhouse. And I didn't really care about the leaf. I'm like, oh, it's very pubic calyx or Carnosa to me. It's very basic. But then I saw the flower, and the flower is quite pretty. So I'm really eager. I'll put a photo of the flower up in the corner somewhere, and just check it out. It's kind of interesting, and yeah, why wouldn't you want to have this in the collection? I think it was on sale too, so I got it. Again, tiny little pot. Eventually I will make cuttings from it. Insurance policies, again, I think like $8 for a single cutting. It's outrageous. Plants are outrageous these days. But I'd prefer to pay $8 for a tiny bit of plant than a lot of money for something that it will just grow into eventually. So next one, this one I've had for a couple. Oh, I thought it was a spider in there. Oh my God, I'm so scared. So this is Hoya Rangsan Splash. Rangsan, R-A-N-G-S-A-N. Rangsan. Now I can't get the label back in. So this one here is a lovely leaf. This one kind of reminds me of the Macrophyllusvaragata leaf. without the, well, I guess just a regular Macrophylla. As you can see, it's got all kinds of splashes on it. It's a really, really thick leaf as well, like the Macrophylla, but it's super nice. I've got all kinds of flower spurs up in the top. I don't know that this has produced any buds before. They're just waiting up here, doing their own thing. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bloom spurs right there, and hopefully they do something eventually. I don't want to take cuttings of it just yet because I don't want to lose the bloom spurs, and they're probably not going to produce leaves. It needs to grow beyond that. So when I can, I will take cuttings of this one as well. Again, same reason, insurance policies. I'm so sweaty, I'm touching my hair and it's making it a mess. I'm sorry. So this is the Rangsan Splash. It's a very interesting plant. It's also a slow-ish grower, but I think the ones that have the really, really thick, fleshy leaves, I think they are slower. I'm still relatively new to Hoya. I've been growing my Carnosa for many, many years, but as far as different varieties other than that, just very recently. I think I've had the Australis, the regular green Australis, for maybe 5 years, but everything else is in the last 2 years. Alright, next one, same place, Rice Road Greenhouses. I got this one. This one was on my wish list for a little while. This is Hoya Courtesy, or Courtesy. I think it's Courtesy. And if you're not familiar, got an itchy nose, I'm sorry. I'm not picking my nose on camera, I swear, I swear. So this one has a beautiful leaf. I'm not sure whether they're going to show up. I'm hoping I can face them towards the camera good enough. But they've got a beautiful mottled, kind of like a fluorescent green with a dark browny green, and they're just really, really cool. I can't wait for this to get a little bit bigger. I don't even care if this particular one flowers. I don't know if this one produces a large flower, but it's such a beautiful foliage. I'm super excited to see how this one grows. And I could probably start taking cuttings from this anytime. I'm noticing that there's all kinds of little root tips on the just on the edge of the vine. And yeah, those will root really, really simply. I need to make a propagation box. That is next thing on the list. I'll make little labels and I'll put them next to all my little cuttings and try to make a professional. This is turning into a long video. We're about halfway through. I don't know. So this one here is the next one, and it's Hoya Macrophyllusvaragata. So this one here you've probably seen on my Instagram feed. This one, when it puts out new growth, it's so beautiful. When it gets a little bit of light stress, the new growth comes out pink, kind of magenta and white and green, and then it just fades down to the white and green, and they're just so beautiful. Like, look at this one. I don't know whether it's going to show up very well, but it's got a beautiful reddish tone to the edge of the leaf, and then the beautiful variegation on the inside. So this one here is another very thick variety. The leaf is very similar to the Rangsan Splash, where it's the very lance-shaped leaf, and they're so thick. Then they're corrugated. The veins are really popping out here, and they're just a stunning plant. I can't wait for this one to get bigger. And yeah, these guys seem to really like or really appreciate lots and lots of light. It's a slow grower, like the other ones that I have that have really, really thick leaves. But this one is so beautiful. I can appreciate it growing slowly because when the new leaves start, you just can't stop looking at them. They're just so beautiful, like I said. So this is Macrophyllusvaragata. This is another one that should be on the must-have list. This one was growing outside and it fell off in the wind and I broke my pot. Luckily the pot itself is fine. It's just a little tray that's glued to the bottom. It's all busted up. Good thing Hoyas don't need to be watered every day. Okay, so next one. This one is Hoya Ratusa. So when I got this one, these are really, really cool. As they grow, when you look at this, it doesn't look like a Hoya at all. It's got the really thin, grass-like leaves. They grow in little tufts, and that's so cool. I don't even know. This one was an unrooted cutting when I got it, and they all started lifting out of the soil as I was watering, and it was so frustrating. But I believe that they're all rooted now, and it was really, really dry. I just watered it before this video, and hopefully I can make it happy again. Yeah, I can't wait for this one to get a little bit bigger. This one actually would look cool around a hoop or up a piece of driftwood. If you had a little piece of driftwood, maybe about 10 inches tall, 12 inches tall, and then just had it kind of winding up the driftwood, I think that the little tufts here and there would be super special looking. It would be really interesting. You'd still be able to see the driftwood. It might even look like a bonsai, the driftwood being the trunk of the tree, and then these being the leaves, the green growth growing out the sides. So that might be a fun option to try out. I might even take some cuttings and try growing it in different ways. I don't know where I'm going to put all these things. I think I might need to move to a bigger home. Well, it's not going to happen. But yeah, maybe I'll have to move some grow lights elsewhere. So anyway, this is such a cute plant. And yeah, it says here that it's Way Eddy on the tag, but it's not. It's Ratusa. Super cute. So if you guys have any other fun Hoyas, let me know of special ones that you have down in the comment section below that you think that I should try. If I can find them, I might give them a try. So this one I bought online, and it was supposed to be an abuvada, but as you can see, it is certainly not an abuvada, because the abuvada, let's bring it back for a side-by-side, looks like this. The leaves are really significantly thick, and they're more rounded. This one looks more like an australis, but who knows what it is. The leaves are actually, they feel a little bit thicker than an australis, but still, I think it's an australis. But I bought this one online. I think it came from Spain or something. It's always a gamble when you're buying things online. I think it was eBay, and it's always a gamble. But it was still not bad of a price, even if it was wrong. So that's that one. I think it's australis. I thought it was dead, and then I put it outside for the summertime, and it started growing. Yay! So not too much time on that one because it's a mystery. Then the next one, this one I believe is the Way Eddy, the Hoya Way Eddy, Way Eddy maybe. But it says this one is labeled as Kentiana, but supposedly the Kentiana has a thinner leaf, a longer and a thinner leaf, whereas the Way Eddy has a kind of a stockier long leaf. There's both long leaves, and I believe that this one has like a green margin on the leaf, whereas the Kentiana doesn't. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. I'm probably wrong. So this is, it's growing really beautifully. This is another one that was an unrooted cutting, and it was $18. I don't understand why places are selling unrooted cuttings for things for such a price. I think, well, if you're at a garden center, I think that they should be rooted. That's bottom line. If you're ordering a cutting, that's fine. You know what you're buying. But if you're buying a 4-inch pot of plants, there should be roots involved. But that's just my own take. This one has all kinds of aerial roots growing along the edge, so I'll probably end up taking some cuttings of this just because. Or I just, like I said before, I want to get little 5-inch hanging pots and hang them from the ceiling in here. I think that would give a really cool vibe. So this is the Way Eddy, I believe. Such a fun plant. I can't wait for it to get a little bit bigger and bushier. I think it's going to have a really cool vibe as it grows. The leaves are so fun and unique. This one needed a good drink. As you can see, the leaves are kind of curled, and that is a telltale sign that, Bill, you are not watering enough. So I have a variety of different soil types that my Hoyas are in. Some of them dry out really fast, and some of them don't dry out fast enough. So it's really difficult to water them regularly. So this one I need to keep on the back of my mind that it is in a very fast drying soil. So this is, like I said, Way Eddy. Oh, I think we're on the last one. Super exciting. This one here is the Hoya Carnosa. Oh God. Oh God, it's going to pull everything off the table. This is the one that I've had for a long time. This one is in my north east window, and it's my oldest one. I can't even remember when I bought it. I've had it forever. It feels that way. I've had it at least 10 years, maybe even 12 years, maybe even longer. I don't know. And I love it. It's got bloom spurs all over it. There's probably 10 bloom spurs at any given time that are producing flowers and in various states of bloom. But right now it's completely dormant of bloom. it will start again in the spring. Once the light levels start to increase, this plant starts to push out buds all the time. So all summer long, it's always got 1 or 2 or 3 bloom spurs opening at any given moment. So this one here only has 1 or 2 plants in the central portion, so I need to take cuttings. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about this. I think the plant will be much happier if I can take some cuttings from it. At some point, I don't know, I think when the vine gets so long, I think that it just takes so much energy for it to push all of the nutrients from the base into, I don't know, a 10-foot long vine. I think just cutting them back a little bit and starting some new cuttings, I think it would just breathe some more life into the plant. As you can see, at some points it has gotten too much sun and things are faded out, and then the new growth is beautiful dark green and white. This is the Crimson Queen is what this one is, and it's still really, really pretty. I just wish that more of them were of the darker green leaf. And then occasionally I get them and there's too much white where the whole section is white. Here's some leaves up here that they're all white. Since the whole plant is not all white, I don't have to worry. I can leave little sections like this, but if you find that the majority of your plant is all white, you need to remove those because... I thought there was a spider on me. I'm so afraid of spiders anymore. If you don't remove them, if your whole plant is turning white, your plant can't photosynthesize and it will slowly deteriorate and eventually die. You want to have some photosynthesis going on. Can't even get my words out. For the plant to be really, really healthy. So just keep that in mind. These ones are notorious for putting out white sections. They're beautiful. Look at them for a while and then trim them back if, like I said, if you don't have a lot of other green growth happening, just to maintain your plant. So that is all of my Hoyas. I hope I got them all. I've got a lot right now, and they're so beautiful. I love the variety of Hoya. There's so many to choose from, a lot of different flower styles, a lot of different flower sizes. It's amazing. So I'd love to see your collections. Post them to the Plants and Things What's Growing page on Facebook. Also, tag me on Instagram. There's a bunch of things as they happen. I tend to post photos to Instagram more than I do on Facebook. It's just so much easier for me. So if you want to see update photos, please just follow me on Instagram. It's at Plants and Things. And yeah, I'd love to see what you're growing. And until next time, happy growing.